Shut up and sit down.
Go. Boom. I've got the Friday Frolic one on, and I Burke 2 secs.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's because, I got engrossed in listening to your inane drivel and forgot my most important task there.
Actually, it's not inane. It's.
There you go, folks. Welcome to the Friday for our Warhammer Wednesday show with me, Colin, Festas 67's workshop, and in the Foxy Pops.
Hello, it's Friday Wednesday.
Now sitting there going, it ain't Friday already. Yes.
Oh, lying in the morning, yay!
Don't forget, folks, if you'd like to keep the channel alive, the usual blurbage underneath there. You can support me on patreon.com/Festas67's workshop, or click the join button and become a YouTube member. Them two things get you access to the Zoom 24/7 hangout. Or you can click $sign to leave a super chat, folks. All goes in a pot, helps pay for all of this streaming software and gubbins so that we can bring you, I would say, quality professional content. But I would have to laugh while saying it.
Yeah, it's not going to.
So there you go, folks. Talking of super duper suave, windswept, and very interesting people, let's scroll up. Scroll up and have a look to see who's in the chat.
Steady now.
We've got Bill in saying evening and salutations. Sophie's in saying hello to everyone. Hello, Sophie. She's giving Bill a choc chip cookie. Hold up a minute.
Ooh.
Hold up a minute.
No, keep going.
Where's ours? She says, passes Festa and homemade chocolate muffin. Get in there, mate. Oh,
there you go. You got one.
I've got a muffin. I've got Joker smile now where I've got chocolate poking out the corner of my lips. There you go.
I ain't got out nor nothing neither at this end.
Oh, Wibblekids.
I'll fight through the tears.
Yeah, through the tears, mate. I can see Bill Bixby walking away now. Fox in saying hello to everyone. That's me saying welcome to the show. Bill's giving out his 15 minutes warning for Warhammer goodness. Yes. He says, tonight for Super Chats over £5, Fox is going to sing I'm a Little Teapot. Thing is, he would.
I would. No, I wouldn't. Yes, I would.
Sophie says, £5 Super Chat if Fox makes a batch of homemade dark chocolate muffins live on the night stream. Oh, that would be funny to watch.
Especially as I know what the inside of my oven looks like. So, yeah.
Jeff will clean it. Jeff's like is saying, hi, Cole Fox and all in Chatland. Hello, Jeff. Big hugs, mate.
Hello.
And a big hug for Maggie. Hope you're both doing well. Everyone's saying hello. Bill says -5 points for Frolic admin slip-up. Normally, what I do, Bill, when I finish a stream is I put the next stream's overlay up. But the last stream we did was a Models Monday, and that's in a different room to what we're in now. So, I hadn't noticed, to be quite honest with you, because I hadn't done a screen test, because I was listening to the riveting conversation off air.
Excuses.
Hey, mate, call it what you like. I don't give a monkeys, mate. I will record what you're like before we go live, and people will understand why I forget stuff. Sophie says, don't forget to like, subscribe and feed Sophie. Good. Yes. Good one. Thank you very kindly, Sophie. PJ's in. Morning, Cold, a spider in Fox's garden. Fox and everyone in chat. Remember, hitting the like button is good. Yes, it helps us out. Helps with the algorithm. Helps recommend me content to a wider audience as well. Helps grow the channel, folks. It costs nothing. It's surprising. I was looking at stats recently across video and live content, and 65% of people that watch aren't subscribers, folks. It is free. I don't normally like doing the please subscribe bit, but it is free. It's not, this is where YouTube made a boo-boo, because people think subscribe, they think it's a paid for subscription. Yeah, they should swap the join and subscribe around. Yeah. Join the channel, to get the content, all of that.
Just follow or something innocuous.
Something innocuous, because it confuses people. I've been asked by people, how much does it cost to subscribe, mate? It's like, subscription's free.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anyway, that's my little YouTube rant over with. Sophie's passed you a homemade dark chocolate muffin just to shut you up because
She says sugar-free as well. That's good because I can't really do sugar too much.
Yeah, James says evening morning. Colin Fox and all in chat. Hello, James. Love to you, Alicia and Shania. Harry Marwick is in saying hello. Hello, Harry. How you doing, please? Lovely to see you. Everyone's saying hello to each other there. Jeff, Maggie, and Bill says subscribing is free and worth every penny. See what you did there, Bill. I see what you did. An op skippity jump and a set of spoon playing will be coming your way. Everyone's saying hello to PJ and also hello to James. Right. How's you and how's me, Mum?
I am fine and dandy, thank you very much. And my morph is fine and dandy and fast asleep. She's been prodded and poked by various healthcare professionals today.
Oh, happy days.
She's fast asleep and zonked out.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, she'll lay in tomorrow until about 9 o'clock at night, mate.
Oh, I need to rest now.
Yeah. Oh, the pain, the trauma.
Yeah, well, they took time to take some blood from her today, and thankfully it didn't follow with a phone call saying we're taking her into hospital like it did last time. So she must be alive.
Yeah.
She's not dead or anything, so she's fine. And tonight I will be carrying on with, straight enough, my Orc Tiger Wagon 2.
Yeah.
I started putting the first base colour on last week.
Happy days.
Dark grey. Sadly, I've realised it's not really a kit that I can use my big pink brushes on.
No.
So, well, never mind.
No, excuse me, there's so many finite bits of detail even.
Yeah.
Large dry brushes, yeah.
I sort of got myself 100 big fat dry little cheap ones from Amazon and stuff, and it's like, I don't use them yet.
Oh, yeah, the makeup ones are brilliant.
Yeah.
I got the set with the tapered ones in as well, they're brilliant.
Yeah. I think I've got about 3. I got some in the tube. I've not even used these. What are these ones? These are Empora London, which means they're cheaper.
Bill says he's got the brain doctor tomorrow. That's right. There is one in there. Yeah, I've got my 12-week MRI coming up soon, so that'll be fun. Right. I'm doing the same. Orc Tiger. No agenda. No idea what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to wing it as I go.
Yeah. You're going to be going like this. Swish, swish, swish.
Swishity swish. Swish, swish. So, yeah.
I shall use some of my tube dry brushes that I got from Amazon for like £1.35 or something.
Happy days.
You can tell the classic because they've got cheap, crappy plastic sleeves on them.
That's what he did there.
That makes them important and expensive and classy.
Okay.
Watch as all the filaments fall out into the paint. Great.
Bung that under there just to give myself a bit of room.
Yes, if anybody out there has never thought of that, if you need like dry brushing brushes, yes, you can use like old GW base brushes and stuff, but just get yourself some cheap blusher brushes off Amazon or anywhere. Anyway, just cheap makeup brushes. They're great. Because dry brushing kills brushes anyway, so you don't need to get expensive ones. And the funny thing is, right, I was dry brushing. What was I dry brushing? Might have been something on the Stomper. I used a big fluffy like cheap makeup brush, and it gave me such a smooth like finish compared to say a GW dry brush. It's like, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
Ich bin Sophie says, I bought myself a box of 10 Infiltrator Space Marines. Good girl.
Oh, nice. Gets in.
The answer is always Space Marines.
Been seeing the pictures going in the group. Mightily impressed.
Mm-hmm. Back to our Dark Reaper.
Oh, it was a good thing to learn on. Space Marines. Can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the beauty of them, because they're not like the most figure painting. They're quite basic because the armor's fairly smooth, so you can test all your techniques out on them. Yeah. Before you dive onto more complicated dudes. They're very good. And if it goes wrong, Dettol.
Exactly.
Strip him and repaint. It's not rocket surgery. Right, I've got to do that and that.
That's the thing. It's, straightforward stuff. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy and all of that.
Yeah. That's one of the advantages of painting things like miniatures is you can't just strip them so easily. If it goes wrong, you're not happy with it, just repaint it.
Take it all apart, repaint it.
You can't do that with like a 1/37 second scale like, Lancaster, but
no.
as easily. Bill says, I've been good. No new kits since the last stream. What, like a day ago?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been really good there, Bill.
Yes, that's a whole day you've gone, almost 2 days.
Proud of you, soldier.
Yeah. You'll go far, my son.
Well done, young Padawan.
Actually, that is very good for Bill, because normally he'd have about 8 extra benches by now.
Yeah. All right.
Right. What size brush do I want?
What have we got today? Let's do a little bit of black on there.
Don't forget, folk. I don't know if Festa. Did you ask this already? Bench and belly and that?
No, I haven't yet, mate.
Don't forget bench, belly, balloon, biscuit. What's on your bench? What's in your belly?
Absolutely.
All that good stuff. Tell us.
We need to know all the things, not just some of them, but all of them.
We live vicariously through your bad habits. Belly today was, what do we have for dinner? Mama Wolf had a corned beef sandwich.
Oh, right.
And a yoghurt. And an entire pack of Tunnocks tea cakes. I forgot that.
Oh, right, yeah. 6
Tunnocks tea cakes.
Oh, bless her.
I took the box in for her, thinking she'd eat because she eats like a bean and she's done, to quote the film. Yeah. I thought she'll eat 1 or 2. Came out 5 minutes later and they're all gone. Hoovered up, gone. I said, I thought you weren't hungry. She went, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Not for them. Not for normal food, you weren't.
That's the one I wanted.
Dominic Cuckoozy says, evening. Welcome, Dominic. It's been a while since we've seen you.
Hello, Dom. How you doing, mate? Lovely to see you in, mate.
Yep.
Hope you're keeping well. Always good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Go, that's what I want. Yeah, nice.
Kind of in the zone.
Go on. No, you carry on. You carry on.
On.
I've lost my train of thought, Fox. Please, just carry on.
I was about to say I'd lost. I was in the zone painting last week with how I was doing it, and I've forgotten how I was doing it now.
Yeah, you do that. You keep at me. It's like, if I don't get in, I lose my train of thought. You know that. Spoke about that off air, you tit.
I know.
Bless him. It wasn't that important anyway. There you go. So what have you been up to, folks, anyway? Again, because Bill's in, have you bought any benches? Have you bought any kits? You got plans to buy any modelling kits or anything you're after? Or
is there a difference between benches and kits?
No, they're all flat packs.
Yeah, all come in boxes and they've got
God, could you imagine it if his bench came on spruce? It'd be in his element, wouldn't it?
He must have a very big letterbox.
I'll tell you, he'd have a go, though. He'd be going, I'll have a go at assembling that.
Come on, then. Yeah. If you think you're hard enough, come on, then. Give it a go. Would you?
He would go for it.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, yes, our warmer wheel as well, because I don't know whether it's just me, but it is kind of still a bit thermonuclear, isn't it?
Yeah, it is here, but it doesn't help that I need the radiator on downstairs for Mama Wolf, so it gets just nasty in here sometimes. But, has to be done.
Is that one of your sacrifices have to be made? Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyone remember Simon Bates' Our Tune? That's the music I've got going in my head at the moment.
Actually, it's not that bad because I just open all the windows upstairs. So
yeah,
it's actually fine. But yeah, if I go downstairs to do anything for Mum, it's like, oh God, I'm sweating already. It's like walking.
It's proper nuclear, isn't it?
It's like getting on the plane in January in Manchester Airport and getting off the plane in Tenerife and it's 40 degrees and you're in winter gear and you're like, oh, you're warm.
Yeah.
But what's really funny is when you go home, you do exactly the same in reverse.
Oh, yeah.
You turn up in the middle of winter at Manchester Airport in your summer gear and you're like, oh, hey. We never learn.
Good God, no. You think we would by now, but...
We're blokes. What do people expect of us? I don't know. Learning? Highly unlikely.
What have we got? Sophie says she finds building and painting Space Marines easy. Bill's ordered a new toilet seat. It's Dom saying hello to everyone. Everyone's saying hello to Dom. Jeff says Mama Fox is definitely a lady of good taste. Sophie says bench seal for infiltrators, Space Marines, belly, dark chocolate, digestives, and drink a staropramen. What's that?
That's a wine, I think.
PJ's belly is homemade chili with tortilla chips. Bench a 1/100th Serenity mega build. Seen that? It is a mega build, folks. Beverage just finished a cup of coffee. Now's drinking a bottle of ice cold water. Dominic's on the bench, a 24th scale full pickup. 32nd scale P51 Mustang. A trumpeter. He says, an Academy M1 3-inch 35th scale, and he had chicken with spuds and carrots, and Pepsi was his drink. There you go.
Ooh. Staropramen, I think we asked last time, it was sort of European beer or something, I think, if I remember rightly. Yeah. I think. Yeah, Sophie, are you painting them as a specific chapter or just winging it and making it up? Tell us how you're painting them. Are you just doing them like the box art, or are you just doing whatever colour you want?
Please do what I said. Say to him, I'm painting with paint.
Yeah. I said to him, what's your plan for tonight then with the tank painting?
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
I heard that. You didn't get away with that one.
I didn't plan on it.
Of course you didn't. Of course you didn't. It just, yeah, it was there.
Staropramen is lager from Prague, says Ich bin Sophie. Bill says dark chocolate goes in nicely, but coming out it's like the tide coming in. Oh dear. Anything going out that feels like it's coming in is never a good thing.
I can feel the squirm.
I'm not squirming.
Oh, bless you.
I squirm here.
You do realise I'm going to milk that for all it's worth now when we're off air.
Yeah, feel free.
Oh, dear. I like canals.
Oh, I'm stuck halfway. Halfway down the stairs is the stair. Oh, no. Anybody that ever had the Muppet record will recognise that.
Oh, yes.
Muppet being the important word.
Shut my nose. Oh, we are so going to hell.
Mm-hmm.
And we wonder why we don't get allowed out in public of them. Yeah.
I think we know why we're not allowed out in public of them.
Yeah.
I'm a secret yellow tie wearer.
What have we got going on there?
I've still not decided what to do with this big window thing on the tank.
Oh, right.
How I'm going to do it exactly. Not quite figured it out yet. But I'm quite happy to leave lots of the rust showing under the paint, because then it just means less painting, which is good.
I'm just going to do it as the box art because I'm lazy and bone idle, and that's just how I'm going to do it.
Nothing wrong with doing it. How you don't want to do it?
It's just like, yeah.
A Festa build is always special, no matter how it's done.
I'm going for the easy option, mate.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Ain't necessarily so.
So we did there.
Which bits have I not painted yet? I thought I'd done the. Oh, do you know? I thought I'd done this base colour on the other pieces last week quite well and quite deep, but I've actually done it really faint. Wow. Looking back at it now, it's like, yeah, I need more. More blueness.
One of those less is more moments, is it?
Yeah. More is more. Our art teacher said, he used to say, always remember, less is more. And I'm like, no, totally not at all.
Yeah.
Not when you're using pencil crayons for colouring. More is more. You're an idiot.
School art supplies, yeah. Crayons and colour pencils that, when applied to paper, had the ability to just rip the paper into millions of pieces.
Yeah. Well, when I was a young teen lad hundreds of years ago, and I used to do my doodling and drawing and stuff, for many, many years, my choice of materials was mapping pens for the ink and coloured pencils for all the colour.
Oh, right, yeah.
Until I got into my late teens, and I'd grabbed the bull by the horns and tried out ink nibs and brushes and watercolours for colour, to do cartoony stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't look back on the watercolours. It was like, that's great. I still couldn't quite get some of the effects that I did when I used pencil crayons, but the funny thing is, when I started painting models, I was confronted with, say, a leather belt or a leather car seat. My first instinct was to think, how would I have done this when I was using coloured pencils to draw it? And I remembered the kind of colours I used. Yeah. And that meant then that I could kind of use similar paint colours and got a sort of similar effect. I'm like, oh, that worked. Sort of.
At the end of the day, we go for the easy option, don't we? What works?
Yep. It's like, nothing wrong with doing the big complicated thing, but if the easy thing looks just as good, then that's where I'm going to be.
Why make it unnecessarily difficult?
Yep. I've planted my flag on that hill. I mean, that's the entire reason I started my videos, was just to show people easy ways of doing stuff. Lazy ways, if you will, even.
Yeah, but it works.
Yeah.
That's what I've always found, is just don't overcomplicate it, It's...
Yeah. I think the whole hobby suffers from a kind of sense that people have, that it's all it's dark magic and you need to have all these amazing skills and years of practice to do some things. It's like, I've seen models where it's been just spray painted and dry brushed and that's it.
Yeah.
And somebody's come along and go, God, that's the most amazing thing. I can't even imagine how you did that. And it's like, it's not even that complicated. So it's fascinating.
Yeah, but again, to someone that's never done it before, it is. So
that's what I'm saying. It's it's good to demystify things and say, look, you can do it. Yeah, it's great. That's why we both do what we do. Is just to say to people,
when I've met people, you've been there and seen it yourself. They're like amazed to be in your presence. It's like, look, I'm just a fat middle-aged man, ordinary bloke, painting models in my man cave. And if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah. Well, it's like me looking at you doing all your custom building stuff and being completely befuddled and agog, and I don't even know how you do that. And you're just like, it's second nature to me. It's dead easy. Anyone can do it.
Yeah, but 2 years ago, you wouldn't do scratch building, and there you are now, without thinking about it. Oh, yeah, I could use a bit of this, a bit of that, and create this. It's like, my work is done.
You're so proud of me. But I'm nowhere near your level of nonsense.
I know, but for you, that's a massive step forward.
You're a massive step forward.
So I'm happy with that, because it's stuff that you wouldn't have been doing, because you're a comfort zones man.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not in your comfort zone, you will not budge.
Or I'll very reluctantly budge.
Yeah.
And occasionally I'll be like, actually, that was quite good, and I'll stick with it.
Yeah, you have to be carried kicking and screaming into that way of thinking. But once you've done it and you've seen for yourself, yes, I am capable of doing that because I've gone and done it. Suddenly, you're alive, because it's like,
Well, it was very interesting with that, especially because, like I said, like we were both saying, we both do our channels to show people, to demystify it all and make it accessible to people. Well, that's why we don't do all the stupid, complicated stuff all the time, because we're aimed at. Would you say we aim our stuff at beginners or just like novices? Or
I aim mine especially the e-models work.
Yeah.
Because I aim it for someone who's just gone into a model shop for a first time, picked up a kit and gone, right, what do I do with it now? So there is that. But then I'll throw in and if you want to be super thing and do something a little different, you could also try this. And just give them
Activate
that
Festa
option.
mode.
Yeah, give them that option of, I could do that if I wanted to. And, if your confidence has grown and you feel comfortable having a try, this is how I did this. And you'll be amazed how much positive feedback that gets, because people suddenly realise I can do that.
Well, this is what really I realised after a while that really amused me was that, we spent years doing that for people to teach them how to do stuff. And yet here's me looking at you doing your buildy stuff a couple of years ago, and you're doing exactly what we do in our videos to me to say, this is how you do it. It's not that hard. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's not that hard, is it? Yeah. So I now the master has become the pupil, not the master, but you know what I mean.
What blows your mind sometimes is the fact I'll do it live.
Yeah, that's just nonsense.
And you're like, how can you sit and do that live? I'd need to focus, concentrate, and all of that lot. But it's because I'm so used to doing it that,
Festa's like, I'll just build an entire chassis from plastic card. There you go. End of live stream. What? Wait. Hello. But like I said on Monday, people don't realise that that's what you actually used to do for a living in real life was, build motorbikes from scratch. So
all I'm doing is scaling down what I used to do from one to one scale to whatever I'm working in on the bench. So
I've got paint on my fingers.
Because it's all similar techniques at the end of the day.
I was thinking of you the other day when I was talking to someone and explaining why you don't want to build plastic kits with CA glue. And I says to him, basically, think of it this way. Imagine you've got a rally car, and imagine you're building this rally car and you want to put a roll cage in it, okay? Yeah. Now, you've got a choice. You can either TIG weld the roll cage so it's incredibly strong and indestructible when you roll over, or you can fit it all together with some no more nails and hope you never roll the car.
Yeah.
I said, the no more nails is the super glue and the TIG welding is the plastic cement. He went, now I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's why you don't build plastic. There was an interesting post on Blue Sky today from one of the YouTubers I follow, Sonic Sledgehammer, and he had a picture of a Macross kit, and he's like, pick this up off the shelf, and it all just completely fell apart. And he says, to be fair, I built it about 5 years ago, and for no apparent reason that I can remember, I made it with super glue. So not surprising, it's all falling apart. Yeah, that's why you don't build super glue. But yeah, it's been fun. I've only do basic things with plastic card, but it's been fun being the learner. Yeah,
but it's no different than when we did Lehman Russ. Because the amount of people that thought you was actually patronising me with the whole teaching Festa how to paint Lehman Russ, they took it the wrong way, didn't they, at first? And
because they thought it was how to paint a Lehman Russ, and it was how I paint a Lehman Russ.
Yeah.
That was the whole point. And they were like, I said, no, I'm teaching him how I do it, not how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah. He got fed up with me asking him, how did you do that bit? Because I've always been an airbrusher.
You've been many things, but I've never called you an airbrusher.
Yeah, no. So I was going from solely airbrush. The only paint I used to do with a brush was pinstriping, which is a totally different ballgame. So for me, I just wanted to know how we was getting airbrush finish with a paintbrush, and that was it, really. And it was basically scaling down how I used to make me paint, basically. But I had got it in my head that there was some kind of super duper witchcraft technique that was being used, and it was pretty much, yeah.
And the thing is, you can watch videos, but, watching a video how to do it is never as good as somebody sitting down next to you and doing it with you.
Absolutely.
And taking you through it. Now, obviously, Festa and I can't do that, but if we do it on a live stream or just in a hangout together, that's how I learn best. I never learn by just watching a video. I need someone to show me how to do it.
I learn by doing. I could sit and read book after book on how to weld. But until I picked up a welder and just played with sheet metal and saw how heat makes it malleable and things like that, it was like, it's the best way of doing it.
I remember when I worked in this office once, and for some particularly stupid reason, given that I'm allergic to maths and also an idiot, they made me in charge of doing all the reports for this call centre, all the statistics and reports. I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And it was like I couldn't really say no. So the guy that was training me, he knew it was an uphill struggle. He just said, "You need to be shown that." I said, "Yes, okay, let's just go through it." I said, "I won't just write you a spreadsheet. I'll just tell you how to do it." I said, "Yep, that will be the best." I was still rubbish at it and got it wrong. Because ultimately they put someone who's rubbish at maths in terms of statistics, and it was a bad idea. Stupid people. No wonder they went out of business. Do you?
That's the worst thing you could ever do. Have Microsoft Excel open when the boss walked round. Because that was it. You became the spreadsheets person then.
Yep. My claim to shame is that at one point in my life I had to actually pivot table stuff, and to this day I couldn't tell you what it was or how I did it, or why I needed to do it.
I was the man for nested functions and formulas. It was like
you keep your nested functions to yourself, young lady.
If then else statements and all of that lot, and it was like, I made that mistake when someone had tried one and it didn't work. I said, "You've got a parenthesis missing." Showed them where it needed to go. I said, "You did change that statement as well, and it will give you this result as well." That was it. Yeah. I thought I was helping them out, but suddenly I became,
But what did it for me was, and it was the most stupid. This is how useless the management in this place. I won't say who it was working for, but this is how useless management were. This is in 1995, I think, 6, and they had a very basic, it was using Windows 95, a very basic operating system for this company, proprietary, data system relating to. Let's just say it was relating to cable TV, and I can remember what it's called as well.
I know who it was, yeah.
It was a 4-letter acronym anyway. But basically, you had a little pop-up window, and it was just like text. It was just simple text. It was almost like an old DOS window, but all different colours.
Yeah.
And I would it's like they had literally had commands along the bottom as to change the UI, so you could change the colours and the font size. And I would have instead of the people, the middle-aged call centre people who were just had one window open with one session.
Yeah.
I'd have 4 sessions open on the screen, so I could deal with one call while I was finishing comments on another call and have a third call lined up ready to go. And my team leader was like, "Oh, you're very clever with computers." And I'm like, "I've only been using a computer for the last 6 months." "Yeah, we'll put you on the force management team doing the statistics." I'm like, "Oh God." Just purely because I could resize a window and change the font color.
The minute you resized the window or showed any aptitude for computers, that was it. You was the computer guy. Because
they were all kind of saying, "Oh, I'm trying to put this comment in, but I'm taking the next call." I'm like, "I've just got 4 windows open. It's not that. Just use your brain."
Yeah, but that was the thing. You had cascading windows, mate. That's witchcraft.
Yeah. But then they put me in terms of queue management, which meant going up and shouting at the middle-aged ladies having a cup of tea who'd had 5 minutes too long on the break. And I'm like, I'm some 25-year-old spod trying to tell some very large, scary Italian lady that she needs to get back on the phones because she's 5 minutes. Yeah, it didn't go well.
Yeah, if I had my career over again, that's the one career choice I would change. I wouldn't have gone into management.
No. I mean, I spent, 25 years or so in call centres. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
It was flattering when they promote you and all of that lot, but I saw a side of people in management that was very unsavoury. You get to see the politics behind the doors when you're in them positions, and if a particular person wasn't flavour of the month, they would deliberately want to make that employee's life difficult. And it's like, I couldn't do that to people, I'm afraid. No. Not for entertainment value, you know what I mean? And I just thought it was a little bit cruel.
It's always funny. Not that I endorse the Dilbert comic strip anymore, because Scott Adams turned out to be a not very nice person, but back in the 90s, it's funny how when you're in the trenches as a lowly call centre operator, you have a specific view of management, and it's typically that they're incompetent and out of touch and don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then when you get into that little realm and you get promoted up a little bit and you're not necessarily in management where you've got access to them, you realise it's actually worse. They are just, in my case, the managers are just idiots.
Yeah.
They weren't evil. They were just like Tim Nice but dim idiots.
Yeah, total incompetence, had no real life practicality at all.
And it's like, at the time in the mid-90s, reading Dilbert, it's like, this is my life. This is just my life.
You know, we had one manager whose sole aim was to find his victim for the month.
Mm.
You know, and that was his entertainment, you know. And
sad.
And the bosses used to sit there and let him do it and enabled him to do it. And I couldn't believe it, because that's not who I am. And when I didn't want to be a part of that groovy clique, then I would end up getting the teams that were the awkward ones to manage, because I wouldn't toe the corporate line, so to speak. So
yeah, and thankfully you don't get that quite as much nowadays.
No, it was a different era, but and it disillusioned me, and then I left that business and went to another one, and it started off really good, and then that culture started to creep in there as well. So I just thought, it's got to be how it is. So I've got a choice. I either go along with it, become what I abhor, or I just go and do my own thing. And that's when I just went off and worked for myself. So
I was so glad when I gave up the call centre stuff and went to work for my mate. For a few years until it all fell apart and we fell out and it all went wrong. But at that point, you know, it was good fun.
It's a shame, because some of them were, you know, potentially really good companies, but the people they had in positions of authority were old school thinking management and analog managers in a digital world, and it showed. And
coming off the back of all the 80s, like power management, kind of mentality as well.
Power dressing with the shoulder pads on shoulder pads, but managing by fear, you know, and that was a technique that was proven to be wrong, you know. But back then, everyone was, choosing my words carefully, but oppressive towards their employees. I was looking for an analogy that wouldn't be offensive, you know. But so it was understood. It was one of those, and it really went against me grain, and it troubled me. And in the end, Ellen says, you know, if you're not happy, walk away from it. Choose a different path. And that's what I did, because, other people probably don't mind it, but it just, for me, it didn't feel right.
No. It's not a good fit for anybody, for everybody.
No.
There are people that thrive in places like that, and it's like, you know, all the best to them.
No.
But I didn't.
But it's ironic, because I still knew people that worked there. And literally, within 6 months of me going, I would say 90% of that management team had been culled.
Yeah.
Because obviously you have exit interview. And, you know, it was, you know, why? Because I don't fit into your current culture. It's that simple. And because I don't comply with it, that's it, you know. So I need to move away from it, because it's not who I am.
Yep.
Didn't name names or anything like that. I just generalised that the perception of the culture of management for me was fundamentally wrong.
It was not a good fit for your personality, or your personality was not a good fit for them, or they weren't a good fit for you. More accurate. Yeah,
and I think they just observed, you know, because there was cameras there, because obviously the area of work that it was, you had to have CCTV there, because and they just basically started watching the footage, and would see gestures and things where managers were interacting with staff, and you know, you can't hide what you're saying with gestures, because it's there for all to see, isn't it? And they started to see certain trends, and they realised, I think a bit too late, but wasn't my problem at the end of the day. I'd been gone and forgotten, so But it was ironic. He used to bump into ex-staff, you know, and hello, mate, you know, really do miss you, because you was just... It wasn't that I was a walkover. I would listen to staff and make a fair call, you know, a well-thought-out judgment, you know.
You're basically like a union rep.
Yeah, you know, and if, you know, especially if it was anything to do with family or needed a bit of time off at short notice, I would sit and give a reasoned thought of what they was asking. And if I made a decision that wasn't what they expected, I would give them the reasons how I came to that decision, so that they understood it wasn't a personal thing, it was a professional business decision.
Yeah.
And they got that. They understood that, because I had taken the time to go through my reasonings and process.
Speak to them like a human as well. Which is important.
And they respected that, you know, but the modern business, I don't know whether it's different, because I no longer work in that environment, so I wouldn't know, but...
Let's have a look at chat. Ich bin Sophie says, I have my own colour scheme, Fox. Cool. Tell us about it, and tell us what you've named your chapter. What is your chapter, Space Marine chapter, called? It's got to have a name.
Is it the McMuffins? So I did.
Yeah, they're all the McMuffins. Are they chocolate coloured?
Yeah, muffins.
Chocolate brown raisin muffin chapter. There is one thing I have learned, says Ich bin Sophie, or Sophie even, there is never such a thing as a silly question. And Jeff Light says, there is only one silly question, and that is a question that is never asked.
Exactly.
Yeah, never be afraid to ask a question. Bill says, 10, print hello world, 20, go to 10, run. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks to the Atari 400 programming manual.
Yeah.
Fox, you're describing 90% of the management of the last company I worked for, says Jeff Light.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always 10% that are decent, but they don't last very long. Hugh Gordon's in, says, evening, everyone. Hey, Hugh.
Hello, Hugh. Lovely to see you, mate. I hope you're keeping well.
Chat up today, yeah. Forget, folks, bench belly, biscuits and all that. If you haven't already.
Yeah, I mean, I miss the banter of going to work, you know, and the catching up with mates and all of that lot. But the politic of it, I don't know.
No. I mean, my last call centre job, I absolutely hated.
Oh, right.
But I absolutely adored the guys that I worked with on my team, the friends that I made while I was there that were at my level on the call desk.
Yeah.
And that was when I was doing my comic strip. And as the moment I left that job, that dried up, because all the comic strips were based on stupid conversations we'd had at break time outside having a cigarette.
Yeah.
All the nonsense we used to talk about. And it was like, that'd be a great idea for a strip. All that died when I left.
Well, it's your real life storyboard, isn't it? And it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I remember standing outside once over lunchtime, and it was a bit rainy, so we were stood under the smoker's shelter. And we suddenly had this idea, like, imagine rewriting Star Wars, but in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, hey up, Luke, I'm your father. What do you mean, Luke over there?
It's like stand-up comedians, you know, 90% of them get their banter off of taxi drivers and telling real-life story and stuff like that, you know, because it's real life, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, these ideas just dried up the moment I left. And it kind of died on the vine, sadly. Got a few years out of it. Not going to complain.
You know, Billy Connolly, bless him, used to always have a walk around the local town, didn't he, that he was playing in, and spoke to people in shops and public places and got little ditties and little stories off of them of what life in that town was like, so that when he did his act on that stage, he could tell stories that the locals related to. And, you know, it was a clever way of doing it, you know. And
oh, yeah.
Props
know
to
your
him.
audience. Golden tip, just get to know your audience.
Exactly. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Do you think we know our audience?
Yeah, I think we try to, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
You know, as I've said before, I don't always get it right, because I have a blunt delivery about me, and, you know, but I endeavour to get it right. Put it that.
Yeah. We get it right more often than not, I think.
Yeah, our intentions are always honourable, put it that way.
I suppose if we didn't know our audience, we wouldn't get any viewers or anything, would we? So we must know them to a certain degree. Yeah. Do we know you well, audience, or are we useless? Tell us. But be gentle.
You've left yourself wide open for that, haven't you? Because
we are delicate flowers, so be nice. Hey, if you got it, you're gonna know your audience. You have to be able to take the knocks, I suppose, don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm covered in paint. It's the only downside of dry brushing with these pots.
Covered in paint. Covered in paint.
And then you get a big thumbprint on the model somewhere that you don't notice till it's too late. Covered in paint. Covered in paint. Super match game.
Covered in paint.
Super match game.
That's always did.
Yeah, it's the only downside of doing dry brushing with these pots. You have to really watch the fingers for paint splods. A number of times I've gone and not noticed on a model and there's a big thumbprint somewhere.
You're a big thumbprint.
You're made of thumbprints.
Sophie's looking for a new job due to 1 two-faced manager. Sorry to hear that, Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
Bless you. Well, hopefully you find a new job soon, because I can imagine you're a really good person to work with, to be quite honest with you, because you've got a nice personality.
Yes. A nice aspect.
Yeah.
A stupid answer is far more common these days than a stupid question, I find, says Hugh Gordon.
Yeah.
The trick is to learn when not to ask, or who to ask the question to and who not to bother. James is in Retro Rabbit Studio, says, "Hi kids."
Hello, James.
I was trying to think of some like typically Canadian greeting then, but I don't even know what a typical Canadian greeting would be. James, what is a typical Canadian greeting?
Hello. Like
the Australians have good day. What would you? I can't just say a boot because that doesn't mean anything. What would a typical hello neighbour? Is that howdy neighbour? I don't know.
Wouldn't know, to be quite honest with you. Don't live there, do I?
No. But we kind of learn these things by osmosis, don't we? By access to all these people.
Yeah.
Exposure to them. Do.
What was I doing? Everyone said hello to Retro. Okay, so we got a bit of that.
I love reading Retro's disaster stories in the 24/7 group.
Oh, there you.
There's 3-paragraph stories of what's gone wrong today. Because he always comes out smiling and happy at the other end somehow.
Exactly.
So yeah, James, if I was pretending I was from Canada, how would I make myself sound Canadian? What would I say? What are the things I would say?
I think both of us would love to spend time in Canada.
Yeah, I would.
Always looks spectacular and beautiful on the telly, but it's like anything. We all covet to live somewhere else, don't we?
Yeah.
And then it's, once you get there, and if you was, it's like anything, you go to Spain, Australia, you think, I'd love to move here. But if you then had to go to work there like everyone else and go about your mundane business, would it be as exotic then, because...
Yeah. It's like, hang on, I'm going to sneeze. I do apologize.
We all covet to live in a super special place, but...
Yeah, it's like Blackpool sounds like an amazing place. When you go there, you realise it's just a place. Mind you, Blackpool is great when you're a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else out there has done this, but I was lucky enough to go to Blackpool many times as a child and then experience it in later life as an adult. And it was so depressing because my memories of like Blackpool and Pontins in Blackpool and the beach and the promenade and, and then I got there as an adult and it's like, oh, this is a whole different world. It's not good.
Never been there.
No. It's when you're an adult, you see how depressing. Well, this is going back about 10, 15 years. You see how depressing the sort of the seaside town really can be.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, it's great because it's all arcades and candy floss and stuff. When you're an adult, it's like it's run down B&Bs and.
Yeah, it can be a bit bleak, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Deedle, 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 deedle. James says, typically Canadian, hello, eh? Hello, eh? Hello, eh? How's the moose?
There's a moose loose, a big loose.
Nana Sunrise is in. Hey, Nana Sunrise. Nana Sunrise says, how's it going? Oh, no, it says, how's it going, eh?
Yeah. Fine.
I
and
refuse
dandy.
to adult, says Bill.
Yeah, I tried it once, lasted about 15 minutes, got bored, never did it again.
Yeah. I thought you tried it a second time but got told off by H.
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
I think H thought you were trying to wear the big trousers, didn't she, until she told you off?
pretty much, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Adulting's boring. Have to do it sometimes, but it doesn't make it not boring. When you have to go to places and speak to people through glass over counters and things.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I get the mischiefs. This is my problem. Yeah, that's it. I go into snigger mode because I just want to create chaos. And it's like, yeah.
You're the kind of person that will be in some very serious meeting with some very serious, like, I don't know, bank manager or local authority or, I don't know, benefits office or something. Very, very serious. Or you're being caught. And you would deliberately wangle a word into the sentence like shaft.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you could, after you've spoken, you could go shaft. That's a shaft.
Used to always try to get inappropriate words into a conversation at managers' meetings and things like that.
Yeah,
And we'd go through song lyrics and things like that, you know, and because especially if it was this particular company where we sold to the public. And I did an Elton John one, you know, this particular item. It's got this feeling inside, and just kept doing these lyrics, and people were like, Elton John, you know, because they knew what I was doing, and you just tried to get popular song lyrics into conversations, you know, and
yeah. We used to do that. Like, we had a word of the day to get into management meetings because we knew the manager was a complete spod and wouldn't get any of it. Because he had no sense of humour and was completely useless.
Used to have the bingo card so that you could, you could keep score with each other, and it's like, all rather silly, but fun at the same time.
Did you have one of those managers that just talked 100% in nonsense, rubbish business speak?
Yeah.
About, you know, shifting the paradigm of aligning the corporate vision and
let's drill down into this, run that by, you know, all of that sort of
all corporate speak rubbish.
Yeah, corporate spiel.
On that.
Yeah, it's like, really? Yeah.
It's like, let's coordinate our schedule planners and then we can align our activities. It's like, I'm asking you out for a beer. Coming to the pub tonight.
You can always tell the newly promoted manager, because back then they would be the one that turned up with the Filofax.
Oh, yeah. I hate to say it, when I was a kid, I had a Filofax when I was at school.
Why am I not surprised?
Well, Mum and Dad got me one for Christmas one year, and I was like, it was kind of cool because I was, you know, I wasn't of that culture because I wasn't a 20-year-old yuppie, but I was like, cool, it's got like writing pad and notepad and calendar and whatever. And I didn't use it for anything.
Oh, yeah, seeing yuppies in real life used to be great entertainment, I must admit.
Yeah, see, we didn't have them around here up in the north.
Yeah, no, because, you know, you would see them, but they, you know, that's how they were, and they was firmly in that culture.
Sort of Channel 4 sitcom style.
Yeah, you know, and you think, God, they do exist.
And they are like that.
Yeah.
Channel 4 was right. Drop the Dead Donkey was right.
They made no bones about it either. That's how they were.
Yeah.
You know, with their uber-duber wide braces and their highlighted mullets. It's like, yeah, get in there, boss son.
James has just destroyed our illusion. He says he's never seen a moose. They're not as common as the media makes out.
Oh, right.
I've given up on Canada now. Canada lied to me.
Yeah, I thought there would be moose everywhere.
I thought it was like, moose would like... Moose over there is like seeing a hedgehog in your garden over here. Come on. Don't lie to me. Next you'll be telling me there's no Father Christmas. I'm enjoying this kind of splatty painting. It's quite therapeutic.
Oh, yeah. Why
It's
not?
just like, no skill, just... It's like almost like painting with harp and potato, but not quite.
Yeah, no, that's my level of painting, no skill, mate.
Oh, come on, pot of paint. Ugh. With the hands.
You need hands.
Yeah, hands.
You know one of us had to do it.
Really want to see those fingers.
Yeah. Double money.
Double your money. Now then, Smashing Great Super, what is the largest state in America, Texas? Oh. I remember watching a video once, and it was Bullseye. and the host, whose name I've forgotten.
Jim Bowen.
Ted. Hey, what?
Jim Bowen.
Jim Bowen, that's it. He was explaining, because it always used to have those stupid rules, didn't it? Random rules.
Yeah.
And this one particular game, it was a clip where Jim Bowen basically explained the rules, and all the people who played it were like, and when you watch it back, you sit there and you think, I don't understand what those rules are.
Yeah.
And you kind of got the impression that Jim Bowen didn't actually know what the rules meant either, because it was like nobody understood the game. It was like, what?
Yeah.
I'll try and find it. It was quite funny.
Whenever he comes on the reruns on the some of the Helen will just go, yeah, I can't watch that bloke. Him and Ted Rogers.
Ted Rogers.
3, 2, 1.
Must he been? I years and years of my childhood were lost trying to do the 3, 2, 1 thing. I still could. I never did get able to do it.
Now, why am I not surprised by that?
Well, that's what we used to try and do in those days. We'd run around saying biddy 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 and trying to do the 3, 2, 1 thing, and it just never worked.
Tweaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually went on a Wikipedia internet Google adventure today, just looking up literally Tweaky.
What's up, bud?
Yeah. What's up, bud? I do like the way we talk about stuff sometimes and never explain it, so anybody that doesn't know is like, what? I think that's the right thing to do.
I think there's reruns of that still going on TV, if I remember.
Yeah. I actually saw the other day, while I was on this adventure, learning about Tweaky, I actually looked up or found a picture of the studio model for the fighter thing that they used to fly around in.
Oh, right,
Starfighter,
yeah.
whatever it was. What a terrible model. It was garbage.
Really?
It was just garbage. And the television was so poor quality that they could just make a block of wood and paint it really badly. But yeah, that looks great. It's like, wow, that's... I could name names, but I won't. But that's a certain level of painting, that is.
Oh, was it SWAT guy?
Yeah. I could get, you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. Now you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Let's have a look. James says, there's bun rabbits, groundhogs, opossums, foxes, and the occasional coyote in the gardens here. Surprised the neighbourhood cat has survived as long as it has. Jeff says, dusty bin. Nana Sunrise says, hi all, Paul and I are watching on the big telly.
Oh, lovely.
Now, you get extra points, Nana Sunrise, for being an American and saying big telly like a northerner from Britain. So I'll give you extra points for that. Good girl.
On big telly.
Big telly. Put the big light on.
Big telly. You're like, what?
Did you used to have the big light?
Yeah.
I'm so glad it wasn't just me in the 70s whose family had a big light.
Yeah, turn the big light on.
Yeah.
Or turn the big light off if a film was on so you didn't get any glare.
Yeah. I can't... For some reason, turning the big light on in our house was always like... Dad, who was from Glasgow, turned him to Yorkshire, and turn big light off, it's expensive, you know. Yeah. It's like, we hardly ever had it on.
Used to be one of those, before you roll the shutter on the front of the TV cabinet, make sure the TV's cooled down.
Yeah.
Because you used to get the pips back then at the end of the night. Do you remember? Beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you for watching Grenade
You
TV.
used to give it 15 minutes for your telly to cool down before you rolled the shutter across the front of the TV cabinet because it was furniture back then.
God, I think we actually, when I was very, very little, I think we had a cabinet TV like that.
Yeah. Same with the stereo, with the radio built in. You had an up and over, you know, with the... Yeah.
I remember what it felt like the first time we got a telly with a remote control.
Yeah.
And this was in the late 70s. So it was one of those ones that had the big red LED on the front that you could see in broad daylight. It was really basic. Yeah. And it was like little round calculator buttons on the front. Little, you know, those rounded, like tic-tac style calculator buttons on it.
Yeah, yeah.
The memories.
Oh, yes.
Because I was like, wow, we might be the first people in the whole world to have a remote control for our telly. No, we weren't. But I was only like 9 or 10, 8 or 9 or something. I was like, wait, you mean I can change channel without actually getting up?
I know. I used to be the one that laid on the floor so that I did the buttons, you know.
Yeah.
Then the remote got invented. Yeah.
Yeah, who's got the buttons?
Once the remote come along, I was like, unemployed.
Yeah, and how long did it take before somebody would slap you upside the head because you kept changing the channel on when they're trying to watch telly all the time?
Never got the remote. The old man used to have it. Just as you was getting into a program, beep, 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 all the channels. It's like, really? And then when teletext come along, it was like, oh, my God.
He's watching,
Yeah, the old man with Oracle and CFAX. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Look, I'm looking at the travel news. Shut up. What?
It's like when video recorders came along, they couldn't get their head round the fact that they could go out and record TV whilst they weren't there. That was witchcraft to our parents because it was, didn't exist.
What? Surely not possible. Surely. Yes, it's possible. Surely.
How do they do that?
Well, it's like you saying when Auntie Winnie and your mum had a video call the other week and they spent the whole call saying, isn't this good? Isn't it amazing what they can do nowadays?
Yeah.
Bless them.
How much does it cost them for this person that does this? No, it's not a person, Win. There's not someone there that's connected you together and is
like an operator
filming it, love. It don't work like that, and it's like, oh, bless them. But it's their generation, isn't it? You know,
they don't know.
But yeah, my mum and her sister having a Zoom meeting. Oh my God! Yeah, we created a monster there, mate.
Yeah, I think you did. Average age, all of it.
Yeah, but it was quite poignant, actually. I told you this one, didn't I? Where at one point Winnie said to Mum, you know, we're never gonna meet each other again, you know, and there was a lump in my throat, you know what I mean? Because they're not physically able to get to each other anymore, you know. And
they don't live that far apart, though, do they?
Winnie's in Malden in London, and Mum's a couple of miles up the street from me, so
yeah. Oh.
So yeah, and it's the travelling in it, and obviously with Mum, So,
no way something could be arranged.
No, like you've had this conversation before, Fox. True. You know it's not the case. So, yeah. So you know that because we spoke about it. Yeah, it's sad, but it's not logistically feasible. But they've got Zoom, so they can still conspire and cause havoc. So
yeah. But they're not going to be gone on a day trip to London anytime soon.
No, it's just not. Yeah.
Local constabulary can breathe easy.
You know, Mum can get from the bedroom to the lounge. That's it. You know, it's just not doable nowadays, and not when they're connected up to all kinds of things. It's as you know. Yeah. So moving on.
Right.
A bit of. Belcher, a bit of that. Did I do that side? Yeah, I did. I did a bit of yellow on there.
Old yellow?
Yeah. Don't have white. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Is that one?
He's making all the happy painting noises. It means he's having a good time.
Something like that.
He's having a little painting adventure. Wait, it's coming on. Just having a quick look at your shenanigans there.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just going through my paint rack.
It's coming on nicely. Let's see what chat's doing. Please can you show me how to do inking, says Sophie. Inking, how do you mean inking? You need to... In what sense, Sophie? Do you mean inking on models or on drawings, or do you mean tattoos?
Yeah, there's probably on about gaming paint and things like that.
Yeah. Paint again. Oh, Games Workshop in your pots. 90% of my YouTube is from the Manchester area, says Northern Sunrise.
All right.
You have my deepest condolences.
Manchester people are fine.
I would... being a Manchester lad, born and bred, we have our share of...
Yeah, you get that everywhere, mate.
Yeah.
You're not unique.
No, I know.
You know, I could take you to some of the boroughs and it's like, you know, it's like Beirut, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah. Some places down there, it's like that.
But it's just how it is. But you still get old school characters in them places and they're locked in with, obviously, you know, they've been in their house since, you know, year dot, you know, and they're locked in the middle of the battle zone and you could see it in people, you know. But again, it's that quintessential British Blitz spirit where no matter how downtrodden an estate or an area gets, you still get old school community people, don't you, that try to keep a smile on their face, you know.
Yeah, the doing men brigade type people.
Pretty much, yeah. So you still see a lot of that, but it is sad because you know they're trapped in that bubble. And it's quite sad to see, but yeah, that's what I say to you Monday. Charlie would hate that.
Yeah, he would be a fish out of water now, wouldn't he?
Yeah, because it's changed beyond, I think, repair now in some areas.
Yeah.
You know, it's so ingrained in society that I think it's a generational thing now to get it back.
Yeah. There's a lot of changes.
Yeah, and that's if they can ever get it back. I don't know that they can, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I don't think that's really possible.
You know, and it's sad.
Yeah, I think it's...
But, you know, I used to go to Manchester quite a bit back in the day.
I think Manchester could possibly have been a city of culture back in the 90s, but I think once the 90s passed, that kind of left. I think I don't think it could be.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I was up there, was it the Hacienda and places like that?
Yeah, the house and places like that
was still a big thing, and it was obviously Britpop was massive, and you know, but you used to go up there and help them out up there with things, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that whole Manchester era in the 90s, you know, once that finished, there's not really a lot left after that.
Am I right in thinking Manchester's a bit like London, where it goes through cycles, and, you know, you'll have a buoyant stage, and everything's, oh, yeah, cultural this, cultural that, and then all of a sudden it goes full circle, and it becomes deprived again, and...
It's tricky because, like, Manchester proper, like the city centre, went through that whole late 80s, 90s Manchester TB303, you know, the Hacienda nightclub phase.
Yeah, because you had a big rebuild after the unfortunate incident with the explosions, didn't you, up there?
But like, once that passed, the city centre itself just did that thing that a lot of city centre, it just turned into like a sort of... how can you explain it? Ponzi apartments, everybody's drinking lattes.
Yeah, it's become Premier League football apartments.
Not quite that, but it's all just become like, I can't really put it into words. Everybody walking down the street is just somebody walking to and from an office.
Yeah.
With
Down there,
you know,
see, all the offices and old headquarters are all getting converted into multi-million-pound penthouses, and
yeah, it just became bland, lifeless property and stuff, and it lost its character. You know, they used to be able to go to such cool places in the 80s and 90s. And because it had a big student culture as well. That's part of the 80s and 90s. Manchester was all built on the student culture from like Manchester Uni, which kind of went away in the late 90s. So now it's kind of lost that. It's not really got that anymore. There's still bits of it. Some of the suburbs are quite deprived. You know,
right, yeah.
Places like Salford and stuff can be, on one hand, you know, you've got like Salford Quays, which is a business district, which is quite affluent. Right. And then not far from that, you've got like Salford 6 and other parts, which are quite rough.
Yeah.
And you got, so it's kind of varied. The living areas are quite varied, but the city centre is just like anodyne and lifeless now. It's just like, it's your Costa Coffee next to your MGM Grand Cinema, next to your...
Yeah, we've got that down here. Everything's a Costa Coffee and
Ponce brand of clothing next to you this. Whereas in my day, it'd be like Johnny Roadhouse Music Shop that hasn't changed in 50 years next to a charity shop, next to the Army and Navy store, next to Affleck's Palace where you get all your Dolly's gear from, all your clothes for your students and Dolly's. It had character, but now it's anodyne and lifeless now. It's just corporate, and it's like walking through the MSN homepage.
Yeah.
It's just got no life to it.
That's
which is a shame. Yep. I've not been there for a little while, but there's nothing there anymore.
Yeah,
there's no real scene in Manchester.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gone through what we go through. It.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. There's no scene there.
Yeah, I mean, London used to regenerate itself every few years. You know, something become the new all-in thing. But when we moved out, it was on a downward spiral again, and. You know, I've still got rallies up there, and they all bemoan it because it's not got back to that cultural stage again. It's just doom and gloom up there, you know. And
yeah, I mean, the best way I can explain Manchester in the 80s and 90s and now is Manchester in the 80s and 90s was the young ones.
Yeah.
Manchester from 2000 onwards is like watching an early afternoon daytime let's make my house up type program.
Oh right, home maintenance.
Yeah, it's gone from the young ones to like daytime TV, just bland and characterless.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. There's no I couldn't tell you now what the cultural profile of Manchester is. It's just,
I mean, I used to go to Manchester, Liverpool, you know, and I always found the people themselves really pleasant.
Yeah.
You know, very warm, welcoming people. Whether that's the same now, I don't know. But certainly from a visitor's experience, I never felt under threat or anything like that when I was up there. I was felt welcome in any place I went into, and locals were pleasant folk. But you could tell that they were downtrodden in a way, because you could sense that all wasn't what it once was.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that the majority of people, and this is like not just Manchester City, but Greater Manchester as a whole. Because I know I joke about being in Cheshire, but I'm just on the outskirts of Greater Manchester, so I'm really Greater Manchester. And it got really confusing with borders around here anyway. But as a whole, in the Greater Manchester area, in places like Bolton, Bury and Prestwich, most people are really nice. We've got probably quite a high share of really down to earth, common as muck people, but
ordinary folk.
Ordinary folk. They're so nice, and most people are friendly and down to earth. You know, some are wealthy, some areas are wealthy, some areas are poor as a dog. But most people are kind of friendly. If you were to come to the northwest.
Yeah,
you probably have a good time. There's a few places you would avoid, but other than that,
but that's no different.
No, same from everywhere, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Yep. But I do have to admit, and I hate to say this, but some of the local sort of Manchester and Northwest accents, my own area, they just grate me all the wrong way completely.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know why.
You snob.
No, not really. It's just, oh. I'd say...
You have zero Manchester accent, I'll give you that.
Yeah, no, well, I assume I haven't, but
no,
I would say,
haven't.
like, of all Britain's accents, probably Northwest and Manchester probably has its fair, probably the greater share of some of the worst of British accents. You know, like there's good accents and bad accents. Like soft-spoken Welsh is beautiful. I love soft-spoken Welsh accents. And soft-spoken Geordie accents are so mesmerising to listen to.
Well, I'm lucky when I met H, she still had a very strong Highland accent.
Oh, yeah, especially with soft-spoken, it's just so relaxing.
Yeah, and it was proper roaming in the gloaming, you know, soft.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was. It was, it was like, you know, really softly spoken, but likewise, as her mood or temper increased, she spoke quicker and quicker and quicker. But a lot of people didn't understand her because she was so softly spoken. So she had elocution lessons when she worked at a call centre to try to get her to speak at a higher pitch, but also a little bit more clarity. So she's got that educated Queen's English tone about her voice. And her accent only ever really comes out when she's got the hump with me.
Yeah. So usually when she's speaking to you then for some reason.
Yeah, so she starts speaking crofter softness. I know it's building up to a crescendo of here's what you've done wrong and here's why.
Yeah, you know, you're in trouble.
Yeah, so there is that about it. Yeah. It's quite sweet, actually.
Yeah. But I would say here in the Northwest, we probably have the lion's share of particularly unpleasant to listen to accents. And there's lots of different ones. Because that's the thing. And this is the thing that, you know, people from outside... My sister-in-law, who is Asian American.
Right, yeah.
Most of her life grown up in Memphis, in Tennessee.
Oh, right, yeah.
Came to England for the first time with my brother. Came over for a couple of weeks. And the thing that blew her mind the most, and she couldn't get around this, where she said, hang on a minute, I drive for 3 hours and I'm in the same zip code in America. I drive for 5 minutes in your place and I've gone through 7 different accents.
Yeah.
And 6 different regional dialects. I'm like, yep, it's that densely packed. And she loved it because she said it's like, I've not met one person, 2 people that speak the same. Everybody speaks differently. It's because we've got massive diverse accents.
Oh, yeah, when John came over from Australia, took him on the bus in London, you know, just going round and about, just chatting, catching up, also just seeing a few of the sights, you know. And he was amazed how multicultural the UK has become since he last lived here. He said, because I've been on the bus 15 minutes, he said, and I've not heard a single person speak English that's got on. I said, it's how it is now. It's, you know, we've got a lot of multiculturalism, which I think's a good thing, to be quite honest with you, because there's a lot of diversity in people, characters, and where people are from. And it's also nice to see how integrated society is. I know there's a lot on the news with people trying to create a division, but take that out of it. You know, in general, 99% of people, I think, embrace it. I could be wrong, but, you know.
I absolutely love it because I love the fact that we're, like many other countries, and most of them, we're a mixing pot of all different cultures and religions and lifestyles and everything. And I think that's brilliant because it just makes life more interesting. It's not, you know...
Yeah, you've
got so much... There's nothing better than, like, you know, going into Manchester and suddenly finding there's a Caribbean parade going on, or... Yes, all kinds of different things, or you get like Chinese New Year in Chinatown in Manchester. All these different
Ideal Carnival, you know. It's you know, I love all of that because good for them, you know, and happy days. And if it helps people understand different cultures and ways of doing things, surely that's got to bring humanity together, closer. You know,
I mean, I see culture like I see food. Why live on cabbage and boiled potatoes and liver all your life when you can have all these different dishes from all different parts of the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, I love multicultural society because it just makes everything so interesting.
Because I'm quite inquisitive, because I'll say to people, especially when they're obviously just got into the country, students and that, know, and I try to sort of find out a bit about where you're from. I'm from so-and-so. Oh, lovely. What's it like?
Tell me about it. What's it like?
I've never been there, and they're excited because you're showing an interest in them. And it's like, of course, out comes the phone with some photos, here's my uncle from the pool. I was chatting to a couple of Gurkhas once on a bus, and their whole background story was so fascinating. From the villages of Nepal to, serving Queen and Country as it was back then, because Liz was still going,
I thought you were about to break out into me and jury then.
But it was wonderful to hear that, but also how they had embraced UK culture and how they felt about UK culture and integration. And it was good to hear the other side of the coin, so to speak, And not everyone has had a wonderful experience because obviously, you still have forms of racism and all of that lot, and people haven't always seen the pleasant side of that. But 99% of the people I've come across have had positive experience, But
I just find learning about other, cultures and ways of life fascinating. It's like, why would you not want to experience and know about these things? It's all part of the tapestry that is life. And
it's like me and H when we went over to Italy. We like to go right up in the sticks, and go to a village and find a little village eatery and just go and sit there and just sit in there listening to people and watching them laugh at us two trying to talk Italian, but but they appreciate it because you're trying and you've gone out of your way away from the big city, I mean, when I was at Mugello and that, you'd go over to places like Tavolier where Rossi lives, and you would sample that passion that they had for that guy in real time because it was his local town, and the enthusiasm. But also you would see that side of culture, little quaint Italian restaurant, little tea shop, and it was wonderful to see that side of life because they are wonderful people.
Let's have a quick look at chat while we're...
no worries, mate. I got sidetracked there.
James says, our first TV remote was attached with a cable.
Oh, nice.
PJ says, shutters on the TV, you posh git, Colin. That said, when our TV was switched off, Mum will cover it with a large doily.
Yeah, it was one of those roller things, a bit like one of those writing cabinets your granddad had, bureaus, but it was slats of wood on a material, and it was like, as you slid it across them, as you slid it back. It was an ITT Canon, that was the thing.
ITT, God, there's a brand name you don't hear for a long time.
Rented from British Relay.
Nana says, I just find British YouTube more interesting. Bill says, the best thing to come out of Manchester is the M60. You're not wrong. James says, when we visited London, we went to the Japanese Cultural Garden. 2 cherry trees and a peacock, and then it rained. This is correct.
Sounds about right.
Sophie says, there's nothing wrong with the Geordie accent.
No, there isn't.
Hugh says, broad Norfolk speak test my listings. Goes, all right, my barber. That's not really Norfolk, that's more Dorset, isn't it? All right.
Yeah.
James says, I have to translate any Scottish accent for my girlfriend. She simply cannot process it.
Really?
And Hugh says, okay, retro.
Yeah.
And James says, she has to translate Cantonese and Mandarin for me, so I guess it evens out some. That's the one thing I loved about the Wolfenstein games is the Scottish character. They actually got a Scottish actor to play a Scottish character. It's like, thank God for that. And he does it so well. His best line is one I can't repeat on the air here, but it says a rude word. But
he's just grown up speak.
Yes.
Was it proper grown-up speak, was it?
Yes. He refers to someone as a magnificent such and such.
Oh, right.
And uses some other words, but in a friendly way, and it's just brilliant writing. This is a lot bluer than I thought it was going to be. I can go with it. That's fine.
Something blue for the mums and dads.
These death skulls are very blue, clearly. They're proper blue. They're blue, and I bleed in blood. I didn't bleed. I'm not singing that. I didn't start singing that.
Too late, you've already done it.
Jeff Light says, I love meeting people from around the world. I have friends in USA, Canada, Ireland, Italy, Oz, New Zealand, Germany, Sweden, Norway, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Netherlands. I can't say I'm very I've only ever been to France and the Canary Islands. I'm very untravelled, I'm afraid.
France, been there. Italy, Australia, America. I've always wanted to go to China.
Yeah.
Which surprises a lot of people. Why do you want to go there?
Because they've got like 5,000 years of history to look at.
Why not?
It's one of the oldest civilizations on the planet. Of course you want to go to China.
But yeah, it's, a place that I've always found culturally, inquisitive, It's just like, yeah. I mean, obviously, before the Troubles, I was fancied going to Moscow just to see the Kremlin.
Yeah.
Just because, it looks very picturesque when you see it on the telly. But did you see places like that? They have that kind of appeal, don't they? You'd think, because...
The differentness.
Yeah, and you just want to go and have a walk round and a trundle around and just see how they live almost, It's that inquisitiveness, but obviously nowadays, it's totally different, isn't it?
Aye.
But Canada's on the list. I'd love to go to Canada.
Yep.
But I'd want to live the full-blown Grizzly Adams life in the log cabin in the wilderness amongst
you'd be going to like Banff or somewhere, wouldn't you? Just
amongst amongst the trees and the moose and stuff.
Because he's never mind.
Yeah.
Monty Python. What can you do?
Oh yeah, I know the one you're thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't going to go further than that.
Yeah. Get me Mountie suit ready.
Oh, yeah. Just like his dear papa. Red James says, so you have friends in many places. Do you know Cassian Andor? I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Do you love Cassian Andor?
But it's quite funny because I used to find if you was on a bus in London and sort of, people, oh, what part you're from? You'd tell them, they go, oh, you must know so-and-so. And they give you their name of their Uncle Albert. Because they still think that you know every single person that lives in the borough. And it's like, yeah.
My brother said when he first went to America and to Tennessee, to Memphis, where he lived, he still lives today, he said, this is in the mid-80s. He said so many people, like Americans, would say to him, "Oh, have you met the Queen?" He's like, "You know, our island's bigger than one block, don't you?"
Yeah.
The United Kingdom's bigger than like an acre. It's not this tiny little island. But yeah, her mind was blown when she heard all these different accents in such a small area.
Oh yeah.
I think this is the least thinking I've ever done on a paint job. I'm in just like random mode.
Yeah, it's not much to it.
It's almost like AI model painting. It's like Chat GPT version of painting a model.
Well, the thing is there's so much to paint on these. That's the difficult thing on the live streams, because you go around and you put your base colours on different areas just to make them stand out and differentiate. But when you look at it, you think, God, there's absolutely shed loads still to do.
Yeah.
And that's why we build these things. That's why we do them like we do, because they are that expensive, aren't they?
But the thing I'm looking forward to is that what my plan is basically that it's obviously a blue tag because it's Death Skulls.
You have a plan?
Skulls, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I think they missed a trick when they called them Death Skulls, not Deaf Skulls. But anyway, it's blue because it's Death Skulls, but there'll be lots of other colour panels, like all the teeth-shaped bits will be obviously off-white.
Yeah.
But my plan is just to paint all the panels in the same way I'm doing this base blue colour, just with this kind of stipple chipping effect. So although there's lots of different colours, it's all going to be great fun because it's just doing this almost like childlike curiosity stabbing type thing. It's quite good fun because it's not thinky painting. It's just like,
get to your point. Come on, get to your point. You're
it's like
bambling.
painting with a potato. I just love it. You can turn your brain off.
Less.
And that's why I'm enjoying it, because it's not thinky.
So basically what you said there is you're enjoying the paint job.
Mm-hmm. In more or less, in words.
Don't ever change.
I won't, because it can't be bothered. You know me.
Yeah, I'm too stubborn to change, Festa. It ain't going to happen. Good man. That's what we want to hear.
Too lazy to change.
Too set in our ways now, mate.
Too old to change. It's like, come on, we're old men now. Let's get real.
Oh, yeah, too old, too stubborn.
Jeff Light says, Japan will be on my list. Are we at?
Yeah, nice neck of the woods.
Sophie says, I watched a good documentary the other night about 200 years of trains.
Oh, right, nice.
Jeff says, a trip across Canada in the fall is my dream.
Oh, yeah.
James says, oh, you're from Canada. Do you know Doug Smith or Dougie? Yeah, great guy.
Yeah.
Too bad he's dead. I was spot on, says Bill. Missing the word no. Please insert the previous phrase makes sense. I don't think I will. I think I'll leave it as it was. It's more fun.
Yeah. A lot of people I talk to want to go to Canada. It's a very popular destination that people would love to go to.
Mm. I think it's just over the generations, it's built up its reputation as just being lovely, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And focused on that and maximised its potential.
Like and the fact that we all grew up watching The Life and Time of Grizzly Adams. I don't know whether that was was in Canada or not. I've got no idea, but
I don't know. Was Northern Exposure in Canada, or was that in Alaska? That was Canada, wasn't it?
I've got no idea, mate. Not watched it.
I don't remember anything about it, but I remember watching it. But when I try and think of it, all I get is the theme tune from 30-something, which makes no sense at all. Yes, I used to watch 30-something. I don't know why.
You notice by this protracted silence that I don't have a clue what you're on about there, don't you?
Yeah, be safe in your denial. It's best that way. I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was now. Oops. Too much paint.
But yeah, it's definitely a place I'd love to go to.
Mm.
So it's on the bucket list type thing, isn't it? But again, travel nowadays is just an impossibility.
Yeah.
But get insurance.
Yep, and all that. Oh, Bill's put a $10 super chat in. He says, going to have to go, should really have some sleep before the hospital night. Oh.
Thank you very kindly, Bill. Lovely, mate. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Take care, mate, and hope you go on okay tomorrow in the hospital. with your prodding and your poking.
Hugh says, I've got so many relatives in Canada. They emigrated to the 50s to farm, same as New Zealand. Yeah, I got relatives in Australia. They all took advantage of the UK's. Back then, I think it was 50 quid or something to go and live in Australia thing that was doing the rounds.
£10 poms or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. So they basically lock, stock and barrel and off they went.
I know Canada has a huge Scottish origin population, don't they?
Yes.
And various migrations over the years, over the eras. Excuse me.
I mean, me and my missus, we love going to Edinburgh. You know, if we won the lottery tomorrow, we would move up there.
Yeah.
Because we just love being there. Don't know why. Don't know why Edinburgh. It's just a place we both love going to, and we stay in an apartment in Hart Street. And you know, you go down the Royal Mile and all of that, but we just love the place. You know, got fond memories of it. Whenever we've been there again, the locals are always very pleasant and.
I just realised earlier when I said I've only ever been abroad to France and Gran Canaria. I have, of course, been to Wales and Scotland.
Yeah.
Because they are obviously
beautiful
foreign countries. You just don't think of them as foreign countries, do you? It's like just Wales and Scotland, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bradford, that's definitely a foreign country.
Yeah, beautiful countryside.
Yeah.
It really is. We've been there different times of the year as well, not just in the summer, Edinburgh. We've been there in the bleakness of a frosty January, snow-strewn winter, you know. And
in the bleak winter.
But it's just a place we like going to. It's a strange one, but we both feel at home there.
Yeah.
It's really strange because, you know, Helen's from Findorn, right up in Morrisshire on the coast. And obviously I'm from the centre or east end of London. So, you know, capital city, innit? You know, but I want to live there still? No.
There's no rules as to where you feel at home.
But it's one of those. I go back there to see rallies, but I don't feel at home there now. It's strange. I don't feel I've got roots there any longer, you know? It's a strange one. But I go to Edinburgh and it's proper feet up, slippers and paper type thing, you know, and you think, yeah, I'll feel at home here.
I'm home.
Content, that's the word.
Yeah.
You know. And
home is where the heart is, not
exactly,
where the heart is.
You know, and you sit there and you think, yeah, if I had a few quid behind me, I could easily uplift and form roots there and settle, you know.
Never been to Edinburgh. I've only ever been to St Andrews.
Yeah.
In Scotland land. I went through Edinburgh Waverley train station, obviously.
Yeah.
With the worst PA system in the world. But I literally bought a sandwich in Edinburgh and then moved on out again. So.
Yeah. No, it's a nice place. Just like it up there. You know, H wants to go back to Findorn to visit because she hasn't been up there for a decade now. We used to get up there every couple of years, but since the decline in my abilities, so to speak, we haven't been able to get up there. But
here's the thing. I don't know if you've ever done this. Have you ever read an article or read a news item or something on the internet and then looked a place up, and then thought, I could live there?
Oh,
but
yeah.
Somewhere really weird and random. I was reading something at one point, I can't remember what it was, and I ended up reading about this little town in America somewhere called Silver Plume.
Oh, right.
It's like a little silver mine town. It's tiny. And I was like, I could live there. I'd like to live there. It looks really small. It's almost like a Stephen King kind of little town type thing. It's like, I could live there. Silver Plume in wherever it was.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, you know, you get these little sort of islands where they have little villages and stuff, and it's like, I could live there. Even though I don't like heat and wet and moist. I could live there. I want to live on Saint Marie, like that you get in the Death in Paradise series, something like that. That seems like good. I know it's not a real place.
Pardon me.
James says, most of Canada is nice, but like everywhere, it's got its problems. I'd recommend a coast-to-coast train vacation.
Yeah.
Need a lottery to win to live in Findhorn these days, Cole, says Hugh.
Really? Has it gone all yuppie-fied, Hugh? Because it's well over a decade since I've been up there, mate.
Yeah. And James says he'll be in Edinburgh next year for a cousin's wedding. Ooh.
Oh, nice one. We've renewed our vows at Edinburgh.
Oh.
And we're going to renew them again on our 40th anniversary. So,
40 years.
Well, I've been together 40 years now. We've married in 89. So,
yep.
We haven't decided yet where we'll renew them. We'll find somewhere and... yeah.
Now, when somebody's married that long nowadays, it's a rarity, that.
Yeah, it's funny because when
Proud of that.
People say, why do you renew your vows? It's just something we do every decade.
Yeah, because why not? You love each other. It's a
Why
nice
not?
thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Whenever people question, why did you do this thing, like you do a nice thing, why did you do that? Because it's nice.
Amazing how many people are surprised. Lexi's friends used to say, so, are they your real parents then? Or, because, it's a divorce culture nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, you're on your proper mum and dad. Wow.
Yeah, how did that occur?
People find it fascinating, and it's alien to me and Helen, because as far as we're concerned, it's perfectly normal for us.
Yeah. Right, I'm just going to get some warm water, and then I shall clean my brushes.
Because, she was, 15 when we started seeing each other? So, yeah, it's, it's one of those, you meet the right person and your soulmate's forever. It's true, I mean, I know it sounds a bit lovey-dovey and that, but I make no bones about it. I love me missus more every day. It's, I'm not going to lie about it. But I'm proud to say it. Probably under a bit of duress or fear as well, because if she watches this back and I don't say that, I will get beaten. He says, joking aside, but no, it's... We get that age-old question, what's your secret? Respect.
Yeah, respect.
That's all it is. We respect each other.
Yep. And Wheaton's law, don't be a dick.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice and simple. It's amazing how many people don't have that anymore, do that anymore.
Exactly. I mean...
How foreign that seems to people.
I can remember my boys, they had a sleepover at one of their friends' houses. This is back, I think I was about 11 and 12 at the time. And there was a knock on the door 9 p.m. at night, and it was the parent, the mother, with the boys. I said, think all right, love, have they misbehaved? She went, no. She said, they just want to come home. I went, oh, bless them. I said, they obviously couldn't settle. So, they went to bed, blah, blah, blah. The following day come and they got back from school. And we was like, so what went wrong? Why couldn't you settle? I said, Mum and Dad were having an argument.
Yeah.
And I went, yeah, but you two don't argue. We've never heard you two have a row or anything like that. So it was out of their comfort zone. They had these two grown-ups having a blazing ding-along. And it frightened the life out of them because they hadn't seen that, because me and Helen don't argue. We disagree, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We have a difference of opinion, but we never sit there and skulk off, throw the teddies and door slam and have a heated exchange, because what's the point? A good friend of mine, this was, when I was a young lad, his mum and dad had an argument and the old man stormed out, got in the car and gunned it down the road and ended up getting killed in a car crash.
Oh, dear.
So his mum's last memory was of having a disagreement, and it affected her. So I always vowed I would never have that with my kids. And I grew up with parents that argued, and it ain't pleasant.
No.
And again, I didn't want the boys exposed to that. So me and H made an agreement that we would, you know, if we've got a disagreement with each other, we sit down with a cup of tea, got 5 minutes, and we talk it out.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's done. It's dusted. It's no longer an issue because you've sat there. You know, it could be, I mean, I did a classic. I'd been out welding out when I had the workshop in the garden, and I had spilt some oil. And of course, with welding, grinding metal, and I've come walking in through the kitchen, and we had a carpet down back then. And of course, you know, there's boot prints. And she was like, oh, I wish you wouldn't do that. State my carpet. And I was like, yeah, I'm a dick. I'll clean it up. Now, that's as far as it would go, because I'm the one who's made the boo-boo. I'm the one to put it right. You know, so it just drives me nuts. You know, I've literally, you know, just sorted the kitchen out, blah, 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 and you've come in with your muddy boots on. It's like, yeah, I know, love, I'm a knob. And I'll sort it.
Bad. I'll fix it.
And that's it. And what's the point of having a, you know, I mean, my mum and dad could have a row, and it would be one of those, tell your dad his dinner's ready. Dad's sitting 2 inches from it, your dinner's ready. You know, tell your mother I'll be there, and he'll be there. And oh, really? And it would be proper door slamming, and their arguments could go on with the deathly silence for weeks.
Oh, dear.
And you'd be teetering around that as young lads and daughters trying to...
you don't know what to do you?
Yeah, trying to avoid the crossfire. It was like War of the Bloody Roses, you know?
Yeah.
So I never wanted that for the boys, and we are proud that they've never felt that way, because... Anyway, I digress.
Hugh says, the price of property, mate, lots of retired rich folks there now.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
What a shame.
James says, my ex-wife and I are still best friends. We're just a terrible couple.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I got mates that, you know, split up. My own brother split up with his missus, but he was controlling, just like my old man was, see, and it was too much for her. She couldn't cope with it. And, you know, years later, when his second relationship fell through, he was like, yeah, I'm probably better off just being single. I shouldn't be in a relationship because, you know, I can't help being controlling. I don't want to be. I can't stop myself.
No.
So that was it.
Yeah. It's rare that someone can see that in themselves and acknowledge it.
Yeah, you know, and he was pretty open about it. You know, I'm too much like him.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, at least you can admit it.
Yeah. One of my... I'm similar to James, that not my ex, my recent ex, as in recent, 20 years ago, but the ex before that. We stayed good friends to the point that I'm like godfather to their kids. So.
Yeah.
Because she went off with someone else and got married and stuff and had kids. And it's like, you know, I'm godfather to their daughters. So.
Yeah, you know.
I've not seen it for a long time. It's been many years.
Yeah, it can work for folk, you know, and that's the thing, like, you know, you're mature adults about it.
Yeah, it's nice when you're in a relationship, it doesn't work out, you just both sit there and say, yeah, it's not working. We're not working as a couple, are we? No. Okay, well, let's just stay mates then.
Yeah.
Right, I shall leave it there. I've got about 10 minutes, I think, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm literally just finishing off a little bit of checkerboard.
A little bit of checkerboard.
You know, out of both sides, all our family members, cousins and that have married, we're the only two that are still together on our first marriage.
Yeah.
And it fascinates them all. They're like, we'd love to bottle up your secret, but it isn't.
You got
it
right the first time.
It's respect.
Muse is in, says hugs, Cole.
Hello, Marcy. Lovely to see you, darling. I will do a hugs Muse imminently because I am scared.
He's quaking in his boots as we speak. I can hear it from here.
I am.
While he's doing that, I'll quickly show people what I've done. I've just basically added the base colour now, which is a sort of blue. It's not as it looks not as, it's weird on camera. It looks darker. Some colours look darker, some colours look brighter. But it's very patchy. You can't see it on camera, but it's very patchy and like rusty. So there's like some parts are scuffed, some parts it's got little chips on it.
Body fish.
Hey, a little bit of fish. You can't really see it, but there's the blue patch there, but there's also some like speckly bits of the blue. And I will be doing chipping and stuff again later on top of this as well. So, but I'll be doing this effect on basically all the panels, different colours. So it's coming on nicely. And once I do all the weathering, it'll tie it all together.
Chip, 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 chip in.
Chippity, chippity, chip.
Let's get all my paint
It looks weird
out of
now
the
because it's
way.
just rust and the blue patchy bits, but once it gets the weathering and the other colours and stuff, it'll start to come together. That's two layers of blue.
Some of this back together for a sec. And,
Yeah, I might do one more pass on the blue with a highlight colour, perhaps. Just in the centres of panels, just to lighten them a bit, give them a bit of sort of post shading effect.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing you.
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Again, all I've done, I've just gone round and started picking out some of the yellows, the blacks, things like that, just to start giving some of the different panel colours, base layers on there. Just working my way around it, some of the coppers, stuff like that. A few checkers going on the turret and stuff like that. Just started doing a bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
Same underneath.
That is.
Just putting on the base colours so that I can at least distinguish different panels, but also look at it and think, do I need to go deeper with some of the colours as well? Because bearing in mind the base of it is still contrast, just to show different shades and textures and that. So it's whether or not I need to darken some of that or not. So this will tell me whether I need to go that far with it. So.
Yeah. You're just kind of glazing it on, a sort of heavy glazing.
I'm just pretty much blending the colours down and mixing them very wishy-washy so that I can glaze them on. So
that's a good way to do it, because then you never go too far. You can just build it up slightly.
Less is more, mate, you know, but I wanted to try and keep some of the shadow light and dark and stuff like that. I don't know how well it's coming out on camera. But when you turn it, you've got some dark areas and shade, and then I can always then go round and dry brush some of the areas to bring a bit more lightness out of it. But this is very early doors yet.
Yeah. It's a shame that the webcams tend to make the best paint jobs look like not as good as they actually are.
Under the eye, I can see the differences, but I'm looking at the screen and it still looks quite dark. But
it's like I can see all the feathering and shading on mine and the patchiness, but it doesn't come out on camera at all.
So
very unforgiving webcam. So keep that in the back of your mind, folks.
Yeah, I mean, prime example are panels like this where you can see different texture on it. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to achieve, just to give the effect that this has been hammered on. You know, to shape it.
There's a lot of hammered texture on it as well, isn't there?
Pardon me. So that's what I'm up to. I must fix that rear door as well. It's getting on nerves.
And as always, your model always looks bigger than mine for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, it's same size.
I know, but when you bring it up to the screen, it just looks bigger than mine. I don't know why. It's like, put them together, it still looks bigger than mine. It's weird just the way I see it, I think.
Probably because mine's got everything on it, because I'm not allowed options, am I?
That's true. Not allowed.
So that's where we are. I've not done too much to the Irish yet. I've done a bit of checkers and stuff like that. But, So bit of that, bit of this. I must sort that rear door out as well. I might have a potential fix for that. So.
See, I'm struggling now because I've got literally dregs of brush cleaner left, and my new brush cleaner hasn't turned up yet.
Oh really? Oh, I'm lucky.
I'm sure I had a spare pot, but I haven't. So.
Yeah, I've got a full pot.
Yeah, I've ordered one, but it's not turned up yet. Hope it turns up before Friday. It probably won't.
So I should be sitting there cleaning me bra. I must print you out one of these as well.
Oh yes, please.
And do that. So there you go, folks. That is us two idiots done and dusted for another show, folks.
Yes.
Again, many thanks, Mahoney, for coming in and keeping us both company. We really do appreciate it. We love spending a few hours with you on these streams. It just lets us all catch up and just put the world to rights and all of that lot.
Yeah,
thanks,
chill out together.
Thanks to Bill when you watch this back, mate, for the super chat. Really helps me out, mate, and keeps the channel going. In the meantime, don't forget, folks, we will be back on Friday for one of our Friday frolics. So I'll keep this wallpaper on and then switch it back when we're live Friday. There you go. I wish I could be perfect like him, but I'm not.
I'm not perfect. I
wouldn't even know, folks.
I wouldn't even know how to change it. So
So we'll look forward to seeing you on the Friday of Frolic. Actually, if I change it now, it's done then, isn't it? There you go.
There you go. As if by magic.
As if by magic. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one, folks. So stay safe and well. See you midnight Friday.
Adios,
Take care,
amigos.
everyone.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient.